And Taurus, I did not separate the two of them for you. I will get you guys next time. I'll do a little something extra if you're cross-watching or if you're checking for your other placements. You know, it was the first couple of videos they did after not having loaded for a couple of weeks because of the craziness in my life, which thank you so much, everybody, for your well wishes regarding the passing of my father. And first it was the passing of my mother-in-law. It's just been a crazy upside down time for me. So thank you for your patience. So let's get into this energy for our Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus friends for Taurus season. Yeah, let's pull 3 energies. We have new life. We have message in the bottle. Oh, I like this so far. Time for a nap. That just means don't do anything. All right. I'm liking that for you guys. Let's just do the good old Rider-Waite. Let's see what Rider-Waite has to say for us. So on April 19th, we have Mercury entering Taurus and the Sun entering Taurus. So this is really about focusing on things very thoroughly, right? When the Mercury enters Taurus. Mercury is mental, it's our mind, it's our processing, right? So our thinking is down to earth, solid, grounded, common sense is kind of ruling the day. For you guys, these two Taurus energies are happening in your 11th house of friends, goals, gains. Could be gains from any sort of like entrepreneurial efforts that you are that you might have going on, but it's also friendships. It's also the energy where friends become more than friends. Okay, that's that kind of energy. And it also rules that like 5-year plan, 10-year plan, you know, what are your goals, right? In your life right now, right? That's all 11th house stuff. So you're going to be thinking very thoroughly, very practically, focusing on what it is that you value. When the Sun enters Taurus, it's all about what it is that we value. What we value. And then a little later on in the week, on the 23rd, we have Mars is going to be entering Cancer, entering you guys. So obviously that's going to be in your first house of self. So, you know, here you're going to be pursuing your interests very ardently in any area of your life, but you're going to want to avoid any sort of like direct approach of going after what it is that you want. Because your goals and your plans may be subject to like mood swings or vacillations. So you're more defensive rather than overly aggressive. So a lot of what you're going to be doing depends on like your current mood of the moment at that time. It's very important to be in sync with your emotions. You're going to feel very protective of yourself, your sense of security, what you consider home, either metaphorical or literal, family security, all of these things, right? So this is going to be happening for you. Like on the 23rd, Mars enters. I'll be hanging out in there until about it's middle of like June 11th, June 12th, depending on where you live. So let's see. We have new life. I mean, this is fabulous. A message in a bottle. So I remember I mentioned about the 11th house. Friends can become more than that. You may be realizing with message in a bottle that somebody has emotions for you more than what you might be vibing it, but they haven't maybe actually come out forward and said something. Or if you're in a long-term relationship, that you may be vibing that your partner feels something, but they're not really coming out and just saying it. But I feel like they're going to be saying it right now. It does seem like there's going to be a lot of emotion shared. It does seem like you're inciting some sort of new cycle for yourself in your life. But what I like here is time for a nap, which means just rest and let things happen. Just let things happen. Because the thing is here, when we have Mercury entering Taurus, what can happen, on the one hand, it's very good. Common sense is there, all of that. But let's remember the shadow manifestation for Taurus. So it's like while we might be we're saying to ourselves, let's take one thing at a time. Let's simplify things, right? There can be this danger of narrow and overly conservative or rigid thinking, right? When Mercury is in Taurus. So you want to try to avoid that and just chill, just be like a human being, not a human doing when it comes to relationship. Just for this week, guys, we're only talking about the 17th to the 21st. Now we have coming into this energy, the Queen of Cups. And I like this because this is Gemini and Cancer in astrology. So if you're dealing with a person who's like this, a really nice intuitive energy, very highly emotionally intelligent, not afraid of intimacy. They understand, what it takes to be in a relationship, right? If you're understanding this as just an influence, this is about falling in love, deepening of love and emotional honesty about what's needed to make something work, right? Just a very loving energy. You're feeling very loving and giving at this time. And this is just about you making the world a little bit of a better place, Cancer. So really nice coming into this energy. Well, at least being very ready for that, right? So we have the King of Pentacles, and it's being crossed by the Devil. So the King of Pentacles is, while it's a very generous and hardworking energy for sure, somebody who very much enjoys being in a settled relationship, absolutely, right? But this energy doesn't have any patience for anyone looking to take what's theirs. Now, this does not only mean money. This can translate in a way where, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and they're trying to change you, or you're sensing that, you're vibing that from somebody who maybe you just met, or whatever it is that you own, that you have, that you possess, that's part of your constitution, them coming and wanting to come in and take it, right? Anything having to do with either something within your personality, something that you dream, want, and desire, your body, right? Your intimacy, right? Coming in and trying to push themselves on you in a way that maybe you're not quite ready for yet, or could have to do with finances, anything like that. And we have this working with the Devil. So yeah, I mean, this is about the Devil in relationship does indicate a difficult relationship. That could be like a controlling partner, so we kind of having this idea, a controlling partner. It could also be some sort of affair, codependent patterning. For those of you who are separated partners, the Devil energy could manifest some sort of situation with this financial dependence, or some of the ongoing money thing or property issue that keeps you tied to the past. So some of you can resonate with it like that. But I do see this level of imbalance, right? More than anything, the Devil has to do with addictions, any sort of imbalance though. So we have this idea of imbalance, and then we have this idea of not having any patience for somebody who's looking to take what's yours, to change you, to take your money, to put anything unfair on you. You just don't have it right now in your energy, Cancer. I feel like a lot of you may be sort of nursing through some sort of maybe could be a past hurt with somebody who tried to do this to you in another way, where you feel you may be nursing through a past betrayal. Right? But we have this idea of new life and this idea of you realizing things, right? These emotions are rising up to the surface. So it's like on the one hand, you shared with them what you want, need, and desire to feel safe and secure, and it's almost like they took advantage of it. And this was like, this is not a good energy, okay? We have the Ten of Cups as the crowning energy and the best to be achieved in the circumstances, which is really nice. They have family contentment, benefits of security, really good energy for relationship. Things you want to happen in relationship coming together. It's really good for communication, romance, any sort of family situation that you guys might have going on. And we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse as the foundation, which is nice because this is about having faith in something. Having faith, but I feel like there's a level of defensiveness here. There might even be, dare I say, a level of paranoia. I don't mean paranoia. Paranoia is such a strong word, but just almost a feeling that you're not sure if you can trust something. You want to, but you're not sure. And for a lot of you, it could just be like, I don't know if I can even trust myself, because obviously I trusted somebody in the past that I shouldn't have trusted. But I feel like, I have to tell you, I either feel like there's a new cycle starting for you guys, or somebody new is coming in. Okay, I want to first speak to the people who have an energy that's surrounding them, right? Maybe you met somebody online, or you've known this person for a while, but you guys are just communicating online. The Hangman is you right now. So this could mean that you're hanging around waiting for someone else to acknowledge that they have the same feelings for you. They may be doing that regarding you as well. You want to make sure though, like, there is such thing as analysis paralysis and waiting too long, but you might be in the space where you're like, I'm not sure if it's worth waiting for, or they may feel like they're not sure if you're worth waiting for. Do you know what I mean? That kind of energy. And And where you may feel like, oh, you know what? If I'm with this person, I may end up having to compromise what I ultimately really want in relationship. And you're just wondering if the whole thing is worth it, you know, is ultimately worth it. So a lot of you are going to be recognizing that. But this is really about getting a different perspective, just on relationship in general. But there is this element of waiting. And in your waiting, you're trying to gain some wisdom. But I feel like, Cancer, I feel like somebody has feelings for you, right? Because this Knight of Pentacles energy is external to you, that's impacting you. And this is all about a proposal. Emotional time within either an existing relationship or being wrapped up in a new one. For those of you who are meeting somebody new, this could be also new friends coming in. Those new friends end up becoming more than friends again, you know, that kind of thing. So it's really, though, about being open to real love, Cancer, right? And not judging by appearance or not, you know, nothing like that. Now, I do want to say, for those of you who may be meeting somebody brand spanking new, somebody may seem pretty perfect, right? Where they seem like they can even be a little bit of an idealist, right? They want to be with somebody, they want to be with you, and they want that, right? But they may be stuck behind some sort of false persona, unable to drop the act of who they really are. So you really want to take your time with any person that seems too good to be true. You know, it seems too good. Again, this is external to you, that's impacting you. And I feel like your spidey senses are going to be turned up, because somebody fabulous, it does seem like, is either in your energy field right now or saying everything that you want to hear, but you're like, you know, a little bit in the pause position. Your block here is the Page of Cups. Page always incites a new cycle, and especially in relationship, right? And this is your challenge here, right? The challenge is this, right? So this could be what's blocking you, perhaps a breakup that you had in the past, you know, where this is sort of still lingering in your energy. You're meeting somebody new, you're sort of entertaining this new energy. This is very specific, I feel, kind of for people who are in between things. But I see a lot of healing, and I see transitioning into something, and I see somebody having feelings for you, but you being like, I don't know. I'm just not sure, right? And we have this work with the Knight of Pentacles in the future here. This is about you being very focused on being smart with every move that you make. That's the thing, right? Thinking things through, being very, you know, trying to be very sure. Now, for some of you, the Knight of Pentacles can mean that you are with someone or will be meeting somebody who's super loyal and dependable. They have a ton of to offer you. They look fabulous on paper. And they are, but they might be boring. They might be very slow to share their feelings. You know, depending on what you're looking for, this person can be like your ride or die and your rock, you know, depending on what you're looking for. Or they may lack the excitement or the interesting components to sort of capture your heart for the long term in a really satisfying way. It depends on where you're at. It really does depend on where you're at. But they, in and of themselves, they are a nice energy. So it depends on where you're at. And then we have the Judgment as the final outcome energy. So this is about, you know, assessing love and relationship and shifting into a new phase, right? Letting go of the past, making a decision about your past. So it's almost like a spiritual awakening for a lot of you. Now, for some of you, there's going to be a need for reconciliation if you deem a past relationship worthwhile. Others of you, this could just indicate this sort of kind of healing, right? Because the Judgment is really about saying, okay, everything that happened in my past relationships happened. There's nothing I could do about it. Maybe I didn't make the best decisions in the moment. Maybe I made the best decisions in the moment. But knowing that whatever you did in the past, you did the best you knew how in the moment. And so did everyone else. So there's got to be a level of forgiveness here. So if someone did you wrong or if you were hurt, it's not about forgive and forget and hey, kumbaya. It's not about that. For a lot of you, it's just going to be recognizing that holding on to the anger and the bitterness does nothing but damage you, your soul, and create energetic blocks from you being able to move forward in a healthy way. So it's got to be this release, and you don't have to understand fully why they did what they did. Just release it and say, you know, I suppose that energy is just, you know, not healthy. and they have their own issues, and recognizing that they did the best they knew how in the moment, even if you don't really agree with what they did. Yeah, I do feel like a lot of you were dealing with a very dishonest energy with the Seven of Swords here. This is dishonesty and immorality and running away from the responsibilities of the relationship, overstepping boundaries, being selfish. You know, maybe the kind of thing even where after you guys broke up, they were very nasty about you, saying things to people. Just not, you know, not a good energy, right? For those of you in a relationship still dealing with just sort of removing yourself, you might need your instincts and your wits to figure out the real truth of a situation, right? And this typically shows up as needing to play somebody at their own game to find out what it is that you need to know about a relationship, because I do feel like a lot of you are going to be very, very focused on finding out the truth and the psychological motivation of somebody. And this is you being very strong in the face of adversity. So I feel like a lot of you are dealing with or dealt with a very unhealthy energy here. I don't know if they had some sort of mental illness. I don't know if they just simply couldn't get out of their own way, but now you're in a space where you're very protective, you know, you're very focused on your own security, protecting yourself, you know, just holding yourself close to yourself. And that explains to me certainly why we got this Page of Cups energy in your block, because it's like, I feel like there's somebody who wants to come in, but you're just like, I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know if I could trust it. So, you know, don't make any decisions, any big decisions here. Take a nap for the week. It's only a week. I'm going to be doing another reading next week. We'll see what comes up. But you're going to be realizing things here. Emotions are going to be rising up to the top. Somebody's going to be sharing emotions with you. And you are entering a new phase of your life. You're realizing that you need to release something from your past in order for you to have a really healthy future. It does seem like that. All right, my friends, that's what I have for that portion of the reading having to do with relationship. Let's pull a couple of cards when it comes to career or any finance issue that you might be involved in. So this could be an insurance payout, a legal settlement, an inheritance, some sort of... this could even be like a stock market situation, anything involving money, from career to anything that I just indicated. Let's pull a couple of oracles. Courage, be brave, my friend. Be brave. Don't be afraid to stretch yourself out. Pay attention to the signs. You're getting some signs, Cancer. You're getting signs. Oh, I can hear it from here. I'm hearing somebody say, I can't do that. I don't have the money to do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. I don't have time to do that. That's not going to work out. Oh, somebody is questioning themselves. But some signs are coming in. Either you're meeting people, you're coming across information, you're having conversations. Things are starting to sort of energetically line up for you, and you're starting to pay attention. Okay. So let's see what we have as far as this goes. So we have the Eight of Swords coming into this energy. So whatever it is that you're doing, wherever it is that you're starting to question whether you belong in it or not. All right, this is about self-imposed limitation, feeling trapped, thinking things are never really going to improve in your job, in some sort of financial situation. But there's a certain level of anxiety here, and that can create challenges in concentration, because ultimately, you're not sure if you belong in a situation anymore, right? You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out of this, even if it means, you know, swallowing your pride, swallowing your words, taking something back, you know, like maybe something that you promised, like, yeah, no, I wanted to stay in this for the longest time, or I definitely want to follow this path, and you're being like, you know what, I don't know so much right now. So we have the Four of Cups energy here as the foundation. It's working with the Hangman reverse. So the Four of Cups is restless, boredom, apathetic, disillusioned, not sure if you're ever going to get into anything that feels like, oh, your shoes are on the right feet kind of thing, right? What's important to understand here, though, Cancer, is the silliest little changes can go so far. And it doesn't mean that you have to abandon your whole career or abandon your entire, you know, what it is that you intended, but you have to pay attention to the signs. If something is not working out, if something is becoming too challenging, these are all signs, right? Pay attention to the sign. Energetically, your soul may be really feeling like it needs to go in another direction, but you may be scared, right? And so you want to be careful with that Four of Cups energy, because you might be coming up with this laundry list of excuses why you can't do something, why you can't improve yourself in a particular area, whether it's changing the track that you're on in your career, starting that business, going for that promotion, changing majors, changing careers, ideas, tracks, altogether, whatever it is. You have a very strong laundry list of why you shouldn't do it. But the thing is, what you're not looking at is there's some sort of unhealed past issue. Why do you think you can't do something? Get in front of that and look at it square in the face and say, all right, I'm not giving you any power anymore. You know, you can't do that. As we have the Hangman here, and this is feeling like a victim and feeling like you've been exposed to somebody's selfishness, and you haven't been able to get ahead because of somebody else, because somebody is not giving something the attention regarding you that you deserve. It's this feeling of it's like a martyr energy, right? Because it's Neptune, and Neptune is the 12th house energy, right? And it's self-sabotage. Because it's in reverse, this can indicate you putting yourself in a position where you're waiting for other people to show up. I'm not even saying on your behalf as though you're not willing to work, but it's almost like I'm getting the energy of like you're going after something and you need other people to compromise with you, and they're not, and it's like that's a sign. So you might need to take a different strategy or a different approach, but you're scared to do that. So it's like one part of you is like annoyed because somebody's not showing up and helping you, but the other part of you is like kind of angry and nervous because you know that you are meant to go in another direction, but you're feeling kind of vulnerable about it. But can we look at the crowning energy and the best to be achieved? One of the best cards in the deck. This is about success in a position through which you can make more money, okay? The sun doesn't mean like you wake up in the morning and you step into a pot of gold. That would be lovely, but it doesn't mean that, right? It means that you're going to get a lot of deserved acknowledgement. You're going to enjoy success. This is so good. So everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to be, right? But we have this Five of Pentacles as the foundation, and this tells me that you're feeling tested right now. This could be a testing of your resources, a testing to how badly do you want something, a test of how connected do you feel to your career, how committed are you to that investment, to that lawsuit, whatever it is, right? This does indicate financial issues, or at least a fear of financial issues. And this is your need to consider new options that are going to help you see your way forward, right? Because you're afraid of losing security or not having enough later on, right? So some of you may be very afraid of like, I don't know, like, you know, spending money on that investment to advance yourself, right? I mean, a lot of you might be in this space where it's like, I know what I have to do, but I don't have the money for that kind of thing. Or you might have the money, or you may be able to get the money, but you're afraid of what that's ultimately going to mean for you. Now we have the Chariot energy here. So this is quick changes in progress in some sort of situation, and it's really pushing you forward or bringing something to fruition. But whatever it is, it's going to be very exciting. Very positive news coming in regarding either career, finances, some sort of opportunity. You're going to have to work hard, but some sort of opportunity coming in. Now, an external energy that's impacting you is this Three of Wands in reverse. And this is about delay, some sort of setback, some sort of lack of planning. But I really feel, usually the wands are will and motivation, right? So whenever you get it in reverse, it does indicate like this delay, right? This waiting, this sort of setback in your ability to actually move forward into the future. Because, right, this is like, when it's in the upright, it's one of the good fortune cards. It's all right, come on, let's go. It's moving forward to realize your plans. But in the reverse, it's like not yet. Now, this could have to do with COVID. It could have to do with a lot, you know what I mean? A lot of things like that. It doesn't have to be like a huge deal breaker energy. But we have your challenge is the Strength energy and the challenge. So this can be some sort of difficulty, making a decision. You might be in the space where you're trying to make a decision. You might be experiencing some sort of tension regarding either something going on at work or what it is that you want to move into. This is just, but this is fine. Like, this is a creative energy. Some of you might be feeling blocked creatively, but this is nothing that a lot of empathy can't take care of, to be honest. It really is. I mean, this is just empathy. But I feel like a lot of you may be a little afraid of something. Like, you may be afraid of, there's some sort of fear here. But you want to make sure that you don't self-sabotage something, and you don't get in your own way, right? So exercise empathy, be super patient with yourself, right? The strength energy is a beautiful energy, but it's in your challenge position. So you just want to make sure maybe also that your ego's not getting in the way. But I really don't feel like that for you, Cancer. I think if it's anything, it's more your fear, right? More your fear. Again, going back to the fact that Mars is entering Cancer on the 23rd, you know, for you guys in your first house of self. So those mood swings and the vacillation, you know, I want this, I don't want it. You're going to be going back and forth. You might drive the people in your life a little bananas, like close friends and family right now, about some sort of pivotal situation going on in your life. I mean, because keeping it real, it's in your first house of self. So this can have to do with career, relationship, family situation, friendship situation. It could have to do with any of those things. Now, we do have the Knight of Swords in the near future. So the Knight of Swords is a very unpredictable roller coaster energy where sudden truths come out, underlying conflicts are exposed, but something comes out once and for all, right? And it can end up being a relief, depending on what your situation is, right? Wait for things to just settle before you actually, you know, make a move, right? But this can definitely be this energy. Some of you, having to do with work, you might be dealing with the kind of energy where, you know, in the workplace or within some sort of opportunity, it's like they're there and then they're not there. They get bored very easily and they move on to things, and they create a lot of drama, and they don't take any responsibility for what it is that they do. So it's kind of like this expect the unexpected kind of thing. Somebody is just a little like there, then they're not there. Now, this could be you, and this could be you having to do with the moodiness. It doesn't even have to be so traumatic, but you may be dealing with, even within yourself, and don't beat yourself up if you experience this, where I'm just saying this because Mars in your first house can create this, where you feel like on a Monday you know exactly what you want to do, but by Tuesday night you're questioning everything. And it's all because, I don't know if this is the right thing. Is this going to bring me where I need to go? Do you know what I mean? It could even be that. It doesn't have to be like a negative thing, but it's like expect the unexpected even within yourself kind of thing. Then we have the Knight of Wands. So, you know, this is about firing up your ambition. You know, I like this, right? Things speeding up for you, events speeding up, blocks being lifted, decisions coming in, you know, in this area. If you've been waiting on anything, you're getting the answers, you're receiving the phone calls, you're getting the callbacks, whatever it is. Really nice energy, really firing up your ambition. So I feel like the lack, perhaps for some of you, if you're not hearing back from somebody soon enough, that might be wigging you out a little bit, where you're like, all right, wait, what's going on? Is this going to be working for me or not? Beautiful. Eight of Wands energy. Love it, love it. Ace of Cups. Love it. Eight of Wands is really great news coming in. Lots of busy communication. This is great. If you've been feeling held back or stuck waiting for a decision, really good news for growth coming in, which is so nice. And then we have this working, this final energy, the Ace of Cups. This is awesome. This is about just first of all, getting a lot of support in whatever it is that you're moving into, getting into something new, because it's Ace, that really speaks to your heart, where you feel like, yeah, I'm really loving this. Something that really means a